is it? Is it on?
A very warm welcome to friends, family and new in-laws. On behalf of both my darling wife and myself, I thank each and every one of you for coming here to celebrate the wedding of my beautiful daughter. It's been a busy time for weddings, our third within the last 18 months. First my son, then my youngest daughter, married in January. A lovely new daughter-in-law last year, and 2 new son-in-laws this year. And I can't think of a bad thing to say about either. Apart from one being a Manchester United supporter. Gareth growing the strangest tomato plants I've ever seen. I said to Gwen on the way home, you'd be lucky to get any tomatoes out of those. 3 weddings so close together, and the other 2 were, in their very different ways, fantastic occasions. And now it's the eldest of the brood's turn, my gorgeous Emma. As her firstborn, I guess we were all a little in awe of Emma. A lot of people, including me, still are. Stroppy teenager, to successful career woman, to doting mother, within the blink of an eye it seems. When my darling son got married, his new father-in-law said something so lovely about Claire. Something to the effect that all the time she lived at home, she had never given him a moment's worry. I thought, blimey. Come and live in my house, mate. Emma's taken on the Wixie genes, which means she's come from a long line of Bolshe women. It comes from my side of the family, most definitely a trait she never got from her mother. Gwen's mothering skills were always beyond reproach, always fair and always loving, and Emma's picked up the mantle. I'd like to give you an example of the modern mother that Emma has to develop. 22 years ago, a family holiday in Spain, a family bar, and lots of silly games for all. It suddenly got serious when the prize is a bottle of vodka. All our quizmaster wanted was for the youngest child to run up to the bar with their mother's bra. That's simple, and in a split second, my youngest was handing over Gwen's bra, and the bottle of vodka was mine. Anyway, all I'm saying is this is the skills vital for the modern mother, and I'm sure. Quickly, just one more memory. We were all out together, eating well and having fun. We knew the chef well, and none of my children liked him. They thought him a bit of a creep, as did I. He was the type that liked to come around and showboat, ask his guests if they were enjoying his fantastic food. Unbeknown to Gareth, the said chef was stood behind him when Gareth said, I don't care if he is a child molester. I don't care. He makes a bloody good creme brulee. All these fantastic memories, and I'm sure Emma will cherish them and make the most of her children as they grow. Some people say that the first half of our lives are ruined by our parents, and the second half by our children. But no one believes that. We love our children, and it's an emotion that's genuinely heartfelt. The love for your children is everything, just a source of constant love. So, family and friends, let's raise our glass and join together in wishing them every happiness.
Sorry, Tom.
I give you the pride of
I'll go on out a little bit.
a toast to a life of happy memories.
Gareth and Emma! Cassie and Emma!
Gazzy. There he is.
Okay, well, thank you, Gerald. That was a wonderful speech, as I knew you'd give. You know, I'd just like to. I know the bar will be calling many of you, you know, very shortly, so I'll try and keep it as quick as I can. I just want to say what an amazing occasion this has turned out to be. You know, really thoroughly enjoyed myself today. It's been absolutely brilliant. I got down here in my little, you know, thing of notes that the weather hasn't ruined the occasion. / the weather's been glorious. Both, really, hasn't it? Certainly, we've had a wonderful day. You know, Emma's rigorous planning regime has made sure that that's really. But I don't think even with that we could have imagined, you know, it's going to be such a wonderful occasion. So it's been great. I've obviously done my bit in preparation as well, of course. You know, you might not realise it, but I have in fact been on a treadmill.
You've been in the bar!
It's a stuck muffin!
So I have made my fair share of sacrifices, I think. Joking aside, you know, Emma and I couldn't have hoped for more today, and you know, the whole experience of getting married has been absolutely wonderful. And I guess I really just want to give my thanks to everybody that's been involved. So obviously, thank you first to Gwen and Gerald. I remember the first time I met Gerald, actually, you know, shit. You know. Mainly because he looks like Magnum P.I. Not anymore, no, an old version. That's true. Obviously, at first glance, you might, you know, take him to be quite a scary man, but I found him to be, you know, very warm and absolutely the most amazing gentleman you could ever possibly meet. So, thank you, Gerald, and I think we've got a present down here for you. So,
It's Grecian today.
Just for men.
Let's get that man behind it, man.
But thank you very much.
and Gwen, you know, as Gerald really said, you know, she's most, the loving woman, you know, true mother, you know, probably the best chef I've ever met. You know, her roast beef is absolutely incredible.
Guys, what about me when I used to do your dinners?
Yeah, that's true. They look, yeah, second best. And then a little token of appreciation. So. And obviously, also to my mum, who's the most, you know, understanding and, you know, helpful woman I've ever known. You know, see that I got a little token, you know, nothing could really.
It's an arm break.
and to my dad, who's probably the cleverest man I know. And, genuinely, but you know. Both of you have made me who I am today. And obviously the four of you are all the most, you know, the best grandparents Elliot could ever hope for. So, you know, I mean, it's just absolutely loves each one of you. His nana, two nanas, his grandpa, and his pops, as he calls them. Obviously, I want to say thank you to the bridesmaids. You know, they all look absolutely fantastic today. You know, all look amazing. So we've got a little something for you. This one. Oh, hang on, Zoe, that one's for you. She opened that wrong, but don't worry. We'll skip over that. Yeah. You, Adele. And Ellie. Again, this is more trophy. Another one for Adele. Oh,
I got Del.
don't open that one. Obviously, I want to just take a moment to thank, you know, the most amazing chief bridesmaid Zoe and Aidan, my best man. It's absolutely what a fantastic job. The stag do's were awesome, you know. I can't remember it, but I believe they were really, really good. Yeah, but no one talks about it. No one talks about it. Oh, yeah, absolutely fantastic thing, generally. And, you know, you've both done a better job than we could possibly hope for. So, you know, thank you very much for that. That's great. There you go. Obviously, we want to give a mention to all the staff here at Arlington House as well. They've been an absolutely fantastic job. The food's been wonderful. You know, really displayed the day flow. It's been absolutely amazing. And also, I would like to thank all of you guys for coming, for your fabulous gifts. You know, we're really, you know, absolutely amazing day. So thank you very much. Of course, the most important person I've got to thank is to my wife. I know I promised not to take too long, but I can't promise not to get carried away with this one. She looks absolutely stunning today, as I know, and she's as perfect today as she's ever been. You know, we've been together for quite a long time, roughly 12 years, got together in 1999. Controversially, I actually stole her away from a friend.
Well, he's not here today.
He's not here today.
There he is!
To be fair, I think he was for the boot anyway. We spent a long time, you know, having parties, enjoying ourselves, being young, having fun. And then, you know, as time went on, of course, we started to settle down. And in 2006, we both ventured in renovating my caravan, which I lived in at the time, which was a very stressful experience, even more stressful than some of the events of today, actually. But it really cemented our relationship, you know. So, you know, we went from strength to strength after that, and bought a few houses and things together, didn't we? And settled down, just one at a time, obviously. Elliot came along, and of course we got stronger as well. But the real test has been my recent relocation to Pembrokeshire. You know, and I'm not qualified to talk about a lasting marriage, but hopefully one day I will be. But it seems to be that a lasting relationship is about three things. Obviously love is the most important thing, but it's also a bit about sacrifice and a lot about commitment. You know, there's not many people that would agree to up sticks, you know, leave all their family, their friends, you know, put aside a large amount of their career, and leave, you know, to live 4 hours away from anybody they know. But Emma has done that. To land herself in a strange town. But she's embraced that. She's got out there, she's made new friends. Two of them are really glad to see her here today. And even done her hair very well, actually. You know, it's not because she felt it was her duty to make it work, but she wanted to do it for us and for our life together. And many might have made a meal of that and not wanted to do that, but she hasn't. And a lot of my colleagues have suffered from that, but I have not. And that's due to Emma's commitment. And Emma has made us happy in our new town. She did it for me, for the love we share, and for us as a family. And I'm proud now to live there with her as my wife. There's something I didn't tell you about. I'll always be grateful to her for showing me that love, for making that commitment, and for the sacrifice of putting up with me for the rest of her life. It's not all one way, I did get on the treadmill, remember the treadmill. So I'd like to raise a glass to the woman I love, my wife Emma.
God bless you.
Hey, Emma! Wife Wixie!
The Wixie, yeah. No, well it's not over yet, as in the party, my speeches, thank you. Oh dear. Give him some sweets.
Confectionery, quick!
It's not over yet, so I'd like you all to enjoy the rest of the evening. Eat, drink and be merry. Some will no doubt get merrier than the others. But before we get down to business celebrating the wonderful day, there's one person that never likes to go unheard. And I think for at least once I might as well do him the honour of listening to him. I'd like you to, with rapturous applause, to stand up for my, well not stand up, but listen to my best man, Aidan. Can I go that side? No, but over this side.
You're going to do a dance?
Well, I thought I might. My river dance is spectacular. Anyway. Hey, going in! Ta-da!
Get him out!
Hello everyone and welcome. And for those of you who don't know me, most of you do, I'm Aidan, and I've had the pleasure of both Gazzy and Emma's friendship ever since Zoe had the misfortune of pulling me 12 or so years ago, and they've had to tolerate me as something of a hair shirt ever since. I'm sure that firstly you'd all join me in thanking Gazzy, Emma and both of their families for including us in such an important day in their lives, and also for allowing us to celebrate their union in such a salubrious manner as we are celebrating it now. Emma, you look positively stunning, princess. Gazzy, you look positively stunning, mate. The bridesmaids too look awesome, proving once again that you can't improve on perfection. Anyway, Gazzy and I, we just prove the fact that you just can't polish a turd. Sorry kids, cover your ears. Respect must also be given to the bridesmaids for getting Emma down the aisle today. From what I've heard, the struggle that she put out can only be described as formidable. And by the way, gentlemen, I've got my eye on the chief bridesmaid, so mitts off, I've got dibs, alright? Oh, was that a boo from Roy? Good grief, man. He's like a sexual tyrannosaurus. Maybe stay away from him. Thanks also to all of you for coming today. I know that many of you travelled from far afield. Some of you from the far reaches of Welsh Wales, God's country. And over there, thank you, God's country. Simon got here from Germany. He took on the ash cloud and won. Gazzy's cousin and her fella, they heard, or she had a premonition that there was going to be some sort of travel chaos, and so she hopped in a coracle from Canada, and she rode up just this morning and turned up there. Genius.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, well done, Sarah. See the muscles on her now. Writing this speech, believe it or not, was a good deal more difficult than I thought it would be. I've never been asked to be anyone's best man before, which probably casts some sort of doubt on Gazzy's judgment. I wasn't sure of what this speech should contain, so like most people given a task of which they're not certain, I turned to the internet. Now, in much the same way that an infinite number of chimpanzees, provided with an infinite number of typewriters, will inevitably come up with the complete works of Shakespeare, Aidan sat down in front of a computer for a remarkably finite amount of time, will inevitably turn to pornography and get so sorry folks, I'm winging it. When he first asked me about getting married, I told Gazzy that whilst I was certainly flattered, I was happy with Zoe and there really was time for him to move on from that drunken moment in Crete all those years ago.
Just a moment.
Just that one moment, mate, but you use tongues, dude. It turned out that he was serious, and contrary to all good sense and reason, Emma accepted his offer of marriage. Gazzy had landed Emma for good, and the remainder of the world's female population breathed a collective sigh of relief. No one else had to have Gazzy. But they really work together, folks. And they make a particularly striking couple. Oftentimes I've heard people who pass them on the street saying things like, how the heck do two people get so hammered? I have here an extensive list of examples of such drunken exploits and misdemeanours that I was going to reminisce about with you today. Top of the list, Windows 97. There it is, folks. But unfortunately, both Gazzy and Emma have been reading the newspapers lately, and they've heard of such a thing as a super injunction, and I've subsequently had a gagging order slapped on me, so I can't talk about it. Can't do it. I want to. It's also my understanding that it's traditional for the best man to give the groom a hard time about his ropey or less than reputable or a humorously failed conquest. But for as long as I've known Gazzy, he's been with Emma. That gives him a 100% success rate that few men in this room can match.
Why do you think I chose you, dude?
In my opinion, any man that successfully punches above his weight for over a decade deserves both respect and admiration from all of them. In the 12 or so years that I've known Gazzy, we've been through a lot. A lot of Fosters, a lot of Carlsberg, a lot of tequila, but more importantly, we've been through a lot of fun. He was with me on my first scuba dive, an introduction that I should be forever grateful, and he's always the first one to jump on board with any suggestion of an act of stupidity. I'm sure you'll all agree that there are few things in life more fulfilling than witnessing the spectacle that is Gazzy's Michael Jackson rendition in a karaoke bar. I shan't say the rest. And I feel genuinely honoured to be able to claim that I've been present on numerous occasions to enjoy just such an experience, and it's genius and it makes me smile every time, and I love you for it. But Gazzy and I are different in many ways too. I love football. Gazzy can take it or leave it. Generally he can leave it, convincingly demonstrated by his choice of wedding date. There's no Champions League final for us, gentlemen, is there? Come on, Barcelona! Come on, Barcelona! Sorry, Pete. He's Max Gunn. Sorry about that. There had to be one. There's probably more than one. Oh, Matt, you don't count. You don't really like football, do you? I know you do, really. I love America and Americana. Whereas Gazzy's mistrust of that great nation borders on the suspicious, if you ask me. I'm amazed he didn't get strip searched when he visited New York with Emma a while back. On many an occasion. I don't know which end of... I'll start that bit again. I don't know which end to grab hold of a hammer, whilst Gazzy seems to be able to take on any DIY task with confidence. Yeah. I have never had any doubts about my sexuality. Joking apart, I love Gazzy for the following reasons, amongst many others, dude, many others. Gazzy's not afraid to stand up and play the fool, which is my absolute favourite quality in any person. Gazzy's really generous with his time. Mainly the occasion when I put my aforementioned substandard DIY skills to work, realised I've bitten more than I can chew, and that's normally when I pick up the hammer by the wrong end. I've called Gazzy for advice and he's dropped everything and come straight round to rescue my sorry butt. Gazzy is great in a debate. If I start him off on war, politics, religion, or even America and his stupid conspiracy theories that he just insists on retaining.
It was Bush that did the towers.
We can really go at it and we never ever properly fall out. And although he'll never touch a copy of the Daily Mail, since he became a home-owning family man, I suspect that he's edging away at last from the Guardian. We do generally agree on the times, don't we? Gazzy will always give it to you straight. If you ever wake up feeling worse for wear from the night before and things are a little hazy, I don't like using that thing, but hazy, you know. A quick call to Gazzy will always either reassure you that the hangover can be nursed in peace and just gently sort it out for yourself, or failing that, he'll provide you with a comprehensive list of the people that you need to apologise to, and the location of the underwear that you slung ahead somewhere that you soiled the night before. That's never happened. But he would, is my point. Gazzy understands that I'm a complete Luddite. If I so much as look at a computer, it starts smouldering. Gazzy knows this, so if I ever have trouble doing computer stuff, Gazzy is happy to advise me as if I was a child without actually thinking any less of me. Very patient. I suspect he probably does think a little bit less. Gazzy has no problem with taking me to his golf club. People who look like me don't often get invited to golf clubs. For fear of the member being discreetly taken to one side by a committee member and having a little quiet word. He also shows remarkable patience and I'm hacking huge clods of prime turf out of the green and I'm on my 105th shot on a par 3 hole. You ready for this one, mate? Gazzy knows what he likes and he likes what he knows. No amount of dissuasion, coercion or even threats of violence will ever stop Gazzy insisting on wearing knee-length socks with sneakers and shorts. Yeah, I went there. And you have to respect that. What else do I love about? I mentioned Michael Jackson, didn't I? He's Michael Jackson. Gotta love that. A word to Emma's parents. He must find it hard on such an emotional day as this. I expect there will be several moments throughout the day when you look at Emma and you think to yourself, even 30 years ago, I was giving you a cuddle and sending you off to bed with a dummy. Don't leave the entertainment, folks. Also, to Gazzy's parents, a word of comfort to you too. You're not so much gaining a daughter as you are offloading a son. That was a filthy laugh, Pete. To Emma, I'd ask you to take Gazzy and cherish him forever. I know he's a rough one, but he is a diamond. The lads and I would like to borrow him back from you from time to time to do stupid boy stuff, as you call it, if that's okay, Princess. And remember also, Emma, that a man is very much like a tiled floor. Lay it correctly, and you can walk all over it for years and years. And you know that already, Princess, don't you? I'll end with my mate. It's a bit of a cliche, and this gets used all the time, but it's an appropriate quote, I think. Marriage in this day and age isn't easy. With all the external pressures of day-to-day life, you will need to grow together a mutual trust and understanding whilst not forgetting what first brought you together. In other words, may your love be modern enough to survive the times, but old-fashioned enough to last forever. Or, alternatively, may all your ups and downs be between the sheets, kids. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'll ask you to rate your glasses. To the bride and groom, I give you Gazzy and Emma. Let's get drunk.
Maybe where's the button that says off?
To recover the copious amount of alcohol I had on that paper. Mine is disappearing very rapidly.
I don't know where the button is that says off.
Maybe it's just it.
Do I just press off?
There's a button at the top. Slide it forward.
My brother's over there. Don't just literally click off.
Green one.